Here's a great show to do on Larry Doby Day. Yes, Larry Doby Day. This show is on Wally, Westlake. So World War II just ended. America was feeling pretty good about herself. We had just stopped Hitler and Tojo, and we were moving forward as a country. But in the late 40s, if you were black in America, it probably felt like you weren't moving forward at all. Of course, there were outliers, but unless you were really, really good in sports, things hadn't changed much. Even if you were a military veteran who served his country, it didn't matter. There are plenty of places off limits to you, even if you were wearing your uniform. Put your life on the line for your country, and people who didn't are telling you what you can and can't do, where you can and can't go. That's not progress. Fast forward 80 years, and we can see that things have changed for the better. Now when you score a touchdown in the NFL, you can celebrate and do the funky chicken in the end zone without getting penalized. That's progress? Wally Westlake, utility player, MLB debut 1947. Hit for the cycle twice as a Pirate, 1948 and almost a year to the day later in 1949. He was Ralph Kiner's roommate for 1950. In the 1951 Pirates home opener, Wally hit one over the Longinus Clark Forbes Field. This would be his one and only season picked to be an All-Star. He was Al Rosen's roommate for the 1953 season, and he was on the 1954 Indians World Series team that won a record 111 games. And he played in 2 games in that World Series. This 19-year-old kid from the West Coast signed with the Brooklyn Dodgers for $120 a month. The year was 1940, and all he can think of is what to do with all that money. Wally played bad, really bad. Was given his pink slip and a bus ticket, told to go home and forget about baseball. That's how bad. But he didn't go, he stayed. Wally missed 3 years of ball while serving his country in the military. Westlake got his big break in 1946 when he went to the Oakland Oaks in the PCL, where manager Casey Stengel took a shine to Wally. Said he was going to make him into a better ball player. Stengel rode him hard, according to Wally. But it paid off because the Pirates bought his contract in September of 1946. Wally Westlake credits the old professor for saving his butt. Those were his words. There was new ownership in Pittsburgh, and the Pirates only had one superstar player, Ralph Kiner. But they coaxed Hank Greenberg out of retirement by giving him the biggest contract in baseball history. With that, and the addition of Wally, the Pirates were looking forward to the 1947 season. Speaking of that 1947 racially historic season, it was August 26th, and on that fateful day, Wally Westlake and his teammates were playing the Brooklyn Dodgers at their home, Ebbets Field. The Pirates were up 8-2. Wally had already hit 1 home run in this game, and now it's the 8th inning. Wally, the rookie, approaches the plate again, but Dodger manager Branch Rickey decides to make a pitching change. It was then that the Brooklyn Dodgers made MLB history by sending out a black pitcher to the mound. That had never happened before. Now, if you think about it, at this point in time, Larry Doby and Jackie Robinson had only been playing against white players for a few weeks. The pitcher walking to the mound about to make history was Dan Bankhead, the first black pitcher in MLB history who, like Wally, was also a rookie. But Dan Bankhead was making his Major League debut. Talk about a lot of pressure. You know, the whole racial aspect of this situation. So as Dan is walking out to the mound, he knows there's only 2 things he needs to do. Number 1, just pitch. No problem, right? He was a 3-time All-Star in the Negro Leagues. He's been pitching for years. But it's number 2 he's sweating, literally sweating. Number 2, do not hit that white batter. So what does he do? On his very first pitch of his Major League debut, Dan Bankhead nails Wally Westlake right in the arm. Now, a few things could have happened at that moment that might have changed the course of Major League Baseball. Wally could have charged the mound, or the benches could have emptied, or the fans could have stormed the field. Any one or all of those things could have happened. In short, a race riot. In long, the blacks go back to the Negro Leagues and America stays divided as ever. Wally's next move could have a huge impact on the game of baseball. Later in life, the California boy said, I upset a lot of rednecks on that day. So what did he do? Rookie Wally Westlake acts like a pro, trots to first base, and the game of baseball moves forward, not backward. And America is a little less divided, even if it's only for a few hours at a ball game. And take a minute and remember Larry Doby, first black player in the AL League.